Hold me till I scream forever. And wash me over until my will runs dry. Send all your sins all over me, baby, baby, baby.
Hey my loves, it's me Keisha aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Real Housewives of Miami Season 5 Episode 7 review. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only and not to take seriously, meaning my jokes. So if that works for you, then let's get into this week's review. I gotta say that the Miami girls continue to bring it each episode. Like, this is like old school Housewives, and I'm loving this season thus far. So the episode picks up where last week's left off, with the girls in the Sprinter van heading to go eat, and Alexia is still on her high horse, honey, thinking she didn't do nothing wrong, but apologizing, but not really apologizing about saying that Russian women are viewed as prostitutes or whatever. And she thought that it was a compliment. It was just all over the place, child. So they get to the restaurant, and Alexia is still going on and on and on. And Guerdy, I guess, made a face, and she told her not to look at her like that. And Guerdy was like, what? Like, girl, who you talking to? Like, she was like, I had never been spoken to like that. She was like, if she keep it up, I'm going to have to check her. Like, because who you think you talking to? Like, Alexia had lost her godforsaken mind. Like, I don't know what was going on with her. I don't know if being back on television has gone to her head, but she had absolutely flipped her wig. So as they're eating, you know, everybody was like, have you talked to Lisa? And everybody was like, no, you know, we've texted, but she hasn't responded back. And Larsa then tells Marisol that Lisa texted her saying that she wanted to go out that weekend to Formula One because it was going to be in town that weekend or whatever. And then Larsa was like, shit, let's go. You know, I would rather for her to be out having fun, taking her mind off things, than being in the house crying and being sad. But Marisol disagrees. Like, why would you take her somewhere where you already know her husband, soon to be ex-husband, is going to be? Because she relayed to the girls earlier in the trip that Lenny told her he was going to go to Formula One with the girl. So I agree with drunk ass Marisol on this one. Like, why would you encourage her to go somewhere knowing drama is going to pop off and ensue? Like, there was no way that they both were going to be in the same room and words were not spewed between them. But if I was Lisa and I was determined to go and be in the same space as my husband who is flaunting his new boo thing around town, oh baby, it ain't going to be no confronting. It ain't going to be no confronting. I'm about to show my black ass, meaning I'm about to have fun. I'm about to be drinking. I'm about to be buying bottles. I'm about to be dancing on other men. You think that you can do it, honey, and I can't? Let's see how that roll. And at the end of the night, I'm beating your ass and I'm beating her ass off GP. But first, I'm going to have a ball. I'm going to kick it, honey. And then I'm going to proceed to boom bop both of y'all in the forehead, because you and that bitch need to be dragged. So Julia then asks, you know, where do we go from here? Because she don't like arguing with people, and, you know, she just want everything to be copacetic. And Alexia tells him, I mean, are we still talking about this? I said I was sorry. I mean, what more do you want me to do? And she just being condescending and just being a bitch and being a mean girl. I don't know if this bitch all of a sudden started going through menopause or something, but she just being nasty this season, and I really don't like it. So Guerdy jumps in and was like, you know, some people can have a microphone and everybody listens, and then other people get the microphone and no one wants to listen. And the girls is like, huh? What is you talking about? What is she saying? Like, they sitting up there trying to gaslight her like they didn't understand the metaphor or analogy that she was using. She was basically saying to y'all, when certain people in this group talk, everybody fucking shuts up and listens. But then when other people talk in this group, don't nobody care and want to talk over that person and shut them up. Meaning, that y'all play favorites. When Alexia say something, it's quiet, it's crickets. But then when somebody else say something, it's like, oh, okay, girl, shut up. And I understood exactly where she was coming from. And they understood where she was coming from. They were just playing in her face. They literally were playing in her face. And by them, I mean Alexia, Marisol, and Liza, formerly known as Larsa. All right. And I was just like, girl, get somewhere and sit down. Kiki was in on it too. And I was disappointed by that. Because I'm like, I know that just because they black don't mean they got to get along. But Kiki, please don't be no following asshole that siding with the wrong side. Please don't do that. Because I love me some you. And I don't want to not like you. So Guerdy then was like, earlier when you was talking about I'm a star and this, that, and the third, who the fuck do you think you are to talk to people like that? We are all equal. No one here is better than the other. Because earlier in the van, Alexia said she was a star, honey. That came out of nowhere. Everybody on the bus was looking like, huh? What? You a star? Since when? You got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? When you become a star, girl? Like, who the fuck are you? Who are you, Bam? So, Guerdy was like, exactly, like, bitch, who the fuck you think you are? Like, girl. So Alexia was like, you call yourself in vogue. You talk about being in vogue. And Guerdy was like, but those are called facts. That's what people have said about me, that I am, a great wedding planner. Like, this is not something that's self-proclaimed. This is a title that has been given to me. And that right there goes to show you that Alexia is a hater. She's a hater and she's jealous of Guerdy's success. She mad because that little nail salon she got over there ain't doing about a damn thing but keeping the lights on. And she hasn't really accomplished anything in her life outside of being on this show and that little magazine that her and Herman had when he was alive. Other than that, what she got to show for herself? Absolutely nothing. And because you bringing up Guerdy being in Vogue has nothing, that it doesn't equate to you saying that you're a star, which lets me know once again, like I said, that you're a hater and you're jealous of Guerdy's success. And I feel like Guerdy's assumptions were correct when she felt like you only fuck with her as the hired help. Other than that, you don't see her as an equal. I feel like you see her as this black girl that does a great job at what she does. And it's great when it benefits you. But other than that, you really don't have any use for her. And that's what it's really giving me. It really honestly is. And I'm really starting to side-eye Alexia and feel like she might have some microaggressions in her towards other ethnicities and cultures. And I'm keeping my good eye and my bad eye on her ass because I'm not feeling her at all. So after going back and forth, they get done eating. The girls get up to go smoke cigars because Alexia is done having a conversation. And Adriana goes over to Guerdy and was like, I agree with everything you just said, 100%. And Guerdy was like, there's a hierarchy in this group and I'm blowing that shit up. Because she was like, I don't know who these hoes think they are, thinking they could talk to people any kind of way and you supposed to just kiss their ass, or they're like, we gonna go through this hazing period because we the new girls, but you got me fucked to the up. And I 100% agree, because who the fuck are you old raggedy bitches? Nobody. So that night, the girls get dressed to head out to dinner. Nicole had to leave early because she had a 24-hour shift, at her job. She's an anesthesiologist, so she had to go, child. And that just made me love Nicole even more, because she like, y'all can have this. I got to go to my real job, okay? So on their way to dinner, it is Guerdy, Julia, and Adriana. And Adriana was like, I'm about to call dude, the theory guy that she's dating, to find out if in fact he is actually married. So she gives him a call, and I don't know if it was a situation where he picked up the phone and hung it right back up, or if he just sent her the voicemail, but regardless of the fact, he didn't answer her phone call, and that had me side-eyeing him. It really honestly did. So she was like, oh, I guess he's busy, he called me right back. And I'm looking like, are you sure? Are you sure? So he then calls her back, and she was like, so, you know, some of the girls have been saying that you're married. Like, are you married? Are you divorced? Are you separated? Are you legally separated? And he was like, I've been separated for 5 years. And she was like, whoa. Are you legally separated or are you divorced? Like, what's the tea, girl? And he was like, I'm divorced. I'm divorced. It's been almost 3 years. So she was like, okay, all right. You know, that's what I thought. I thought that, you know, there's no way you could be married. You know what I'm saying? He was like, no. I'm divorced. So she's feeling good about the situation at this point. She feels vindicated, and like Alexia is just being a hater once again until they get to the table. And Adriana tells them how she talked to the guy and he said that he was in fact divorced. And here go Alexia. She had to crack her face, child. She goes on to tell Adriana, like, girl, he said he was divorced, but I saw the marriage certificate and they nowhere on there say that there was a divorce decree, an annulment, none of that. So Adriana was like, you got it? She was like, yeah, I got it. So she pulled out her phone because she already got a screenshot in her phone. I was like, damn, you are hot and ready, like a Little Caesar pizza. Like, you are really pressed like a panini behind this. Like, why do you care so much? Is he married to one of your homegirls? Like, what's the deal? Now, Alexia says in her confessional that she is doing this for Adriana because Adriana, you know, has made it clear that she don't date married men, and all the guys she date, you know, typically are dogs and do her wrong. So she's trying to save her the heartache. I think that it's more 90% you like to be right and you want to make her feel bad. That's what I'm getting out of the situation. I don't really get that you honestly, truly care about her well-being at all. So Adriana looked at the paperwork and it shows that he was married, but it does not have anywhere on the paperwork that he was divorced. So at this point, she's wondering and questioning, you know, how long do marriage certificates last without being updated? So at this point, it's just a big question mark over everything regarding this new guy that she's dating. Once they get done eating, the girls then go to see the shaman that I believe Alexia planned this. And the man literally did look like Jesus' son or God's son. Child, he looked like Moses, Lazarus, one of them dang gone people. And the ladies all have a touching moment where they really open up about things that are going on in their lives. And Kiki starts crying about, you know, starting over again and her being alone. So it seems like she just recently went through a divorce. I don't know if she has any children or not. I don't think she does, but she was very concerned about her life moving forward and her moving forward being alone. And you know, Larsa cries about how the fact when she first married Scotty, they had the perfect marriage. And now that she back out here single, you know what I'm saying? She's trying to find that with somebody else and she can't do it. So that's really hard on her. And, you know, all the ladies are just going through things. So after that, we're back in Miami. The trip is over. Everybody's back home. Adriana is at rehearsals for her music video. And when they were in the Keys, she invited all the girls to be in it. And everybody was like, we're there. We're going to be in it. But the only person that shows up for rehearsals is Kiki. And Adriana is upset because she feels like everybody was lying to her, playing in her face, and this gonna mess up the video shoot the following day because they're not gonna know the choreography. The director was pissed. So things are just a mess. And basically the girls told her, from what she said to us, was that the girls was giving it the excuse of, you know, they've had hectic mornings and they weren't gonna be able to make it. Meanwhile, I don't know if this was the same day, probably wasn't, but we then cut to Alexia, Larsa, and Marisol meeting up during the middle of the day for lunch. So I don't know if this was filmed the same day or not. If it was, that's shady as hell. But y'all should have at least FaceTime or something to find out like what's going on, you know, because this is something really important to her. So when Larsa arrived to lunch and I saw her outfit, I was like, okay, so she got a mask. She got her mask wrapped around her neck. I was like, why her mask hanging off her neck like this? Like, what's going on? And then I realized that was her shirt. That was not a mask. I was like, oh shit, that's her shirt. That it literally looked like a mask to me. I know I ain't crazy. Don't this top look like she got a mask just hanging off her titty? Ladies all sit down to eat and chop it up, and Larsa then proceeds to tell them about what happened that weekend and how her and Lisa ended up going out to the little Formula One party and how shit went down between Lisa and Lenny because Larsa spotted Lenny with his new boo thing and was freaking the fuck out. We then switch over to seeing Lisa meet up with Lenny's mom for lunch so they can have a one-on-one. And Lenny's mom basically tells Lisa that she feels like her son is going through a midlife crisis because she don't even recognize him. She don't know what the hell is going on with her son. Like, she literally truly feels like this man has lost his mind, or like his brain got attacked by the body snatchers. Like, she just does not understand. And she was like, nobody in our family has ever gotten a divorce, ever. Like, this will be the first one. And she was like, she just so disappointed in Lenny and cannot believe that he's treating Lisa and the kids and her like this. She was like, I don't know what is going on with this man. So after that, we see Lisa say, I end up bumping into him at Formula One holding hand with the girl, and he didn't care. And the mama was like, you gotta be kidding me. And Lisa was like, no. She was like, I asked him, could he leave? And he said no. She was like, so then I walked over to the girl and I said, why are you such a home wrecker? Why are you so evil? Why are you ruining my family? And she looked at me and then she licked her lips, and Lenny didn't do anything about it, and I lost it. Can you believe it? She licked her lips. She licked her lips. And the mother-in-law was like, that is disgusting. That is sick. That is disgusting. Like, because she licked her lips, she could have said and done way worse. Like, her licking her lips let me know that she pussy, and she wasn't about that action. Child, I was hollering that she was going on and on about the fact that the girl licked her lips. So then back at the table with Larsa and the girl, Larsa recants the story and lets them know that she was sitting out. She ended up seeing Lenny and the girl walk into the club holding hands. She said she then texts Lisa, like, where are you at? And she was like, I'm in the bathroom. And she was like, after that, Lisa must have ended up running into them because she had her phone out and she was recording them. And she said that her and Lenny had words or whatever. Her and the girl had words. And that Lenny and the girl ended up leaving. And then shortly after, Lisa ended up leaving in tears as well. So Alexia and Marisol are just like stunned. Like, they cannot believe this happened. And Lisa in her confession was like, I should have known. Like, when he cheated the first time, I should have known he'd do it again. And I was like, yeah, girl. Yeah, girl, you should. That man sat there and told you he didn't love you 8 years ago. So for whatever reason, he decided to hold on to this marriage for 8 more years. Maybe to give it the good old college try. Maybe because, like his mom said, they don't get divorces. But obviously, he just couldn't do it anymore. But when he told you he didn't love your ass no more 8 years ago, baby, that was all you needed to know. It was murder, she wrote at that point. So the mother is like, I support you 100%. I got you, whatever you need. Like, the mama is 100% on Lisa's side, supporting her because she knows her son is on some bullshit right about now. And one thing I can say, I never liked the mama. But in this case, I like the mama and I respect the mama because, yeah, your son is trifling as fuck. Trifling as fuck. But then again, a part of me wonder if he was being nicer to the mom, would she give a fuck? Would she really give a fuck if Lenny wasn't treating her like shit as well? But regardless, she's, determined to be there for her grandbabies and for Lisa. And Lisa, just breaks down and just starts crying because she was just like, I'm still hurt. I didn't know I don't know what I'm going to do. She was like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. And she just boo-hoo crying. And it's just so sad to watch. It really honestly is sad to see this lady be just so brokenhearted behind this man. Back at the other lunch with the girls, they're all wondering at this point, did Lisa know like that her marriage was over and she just didn't want to accept it? She was being delusional about it. Because they just like, how could he just be so callous like this to not give a fuck and like flaunt it in her face? They feeling like he had been told her it was a wrap. She didn't want to accept it. And that he was then on some, okay, you don't want to accept it, I'm going to throw it in your face. I don't think that it was that. I don't think that it was that. I do believe her when she says that she was, in her eyes, blindsided. And by that, I mean, I do honestly 100% believe she thought they were working on their marriage. Despite, you know, the tension between them, him being interested in her and making faces, I think that he been feeling that way towards her. You know what I'm saying? And she just probably thought that was a part of their relationship at this point. She just gotten used to it and turned a blind eye to it. But I don't think that he had been straight up telling her already that this is a wrap. I don't want you no more. Da 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 da. So Larsa then pulls a haymaker and was like, look at what the mistress posted on her IG story. And she shows them her screen. And it's an IG story of the mistress showcasing her $100,000 Audemars Piguet watch that Lenny bought her. And they like, oh my God, that's the same watch that he got Lisa. And Marisol Thomason, well, at least he didn't take hers. Shit. At this point, I'm starting to wonder. So Larsa was like, yeah, he bought her that watch. He bought her a whole bunch of bags and stuff. And they just get the dog in him like, what is this dude on? Like, he is 56 years old. Like, if you don't sit you and your pink dick down somewhere, like, ugh. But, you know, it's fucked up. It's tasteless. It's tacky as hell. It's disgusting what he's doing to her. But he gonna get it all back. He gonna get it all back. Trust and believe. Because that little bitch do not want him for real. She just want him for his money. And he is a fool to think otherwise. Because, nigga, you are literally shaped like an Rubik's Cube. You're literally shaped like an iPhone 10. Nigga, please. So Larsa then was like, I got something else I gotta tell y'all. I got some tea. They like, bitch, what now? What the fuck? Like, you just keep on coming with the shit. And she was like, a friend of mine told me they saw Julia making out with some guy at the surf club. And Marisol and Alexia's mouths drop. They cannot believe what the fuck they just heard. And I believed it. 100%, because you can tell that they're having issues in their marriage. When she was in the Keys, she was leaving Martina voicemails, letting her know that she'd been reaching out to her all day. Martina hadn't bothered to answer the phone. You could just tell like they're in a really bad place, and it has more to do with being empty nesters. I just honestly think that Julia don't want to be with no woman no more. I think she's done with that part of her life. It was fun. It was safe. It was comfortable. But now I think she won't dick again. And that's fine. But just go ahead and leave this lady if that's what you want. Do I believe that Julia was out kissing somebody else? 100%. 100%. Yes. She do not want to be over there with King Viserys. Because that's what Martina looked like. King Viserys. Ain't nothing attractive about that old ass bitch. No, absolutely not. So that was the end of the episode of Real Housewives of Miami. Overall, I'm going to give this episode a... what am I going to give this episode? I'm going to give this episode a B+. And I meant to add in there that, you know, Lisa was all upset about running into Lenny and the girl at the Formula One thing. But it's like, sis, he had already told you he was going to be there. So it was low-key like you brought that onto yourself. Like, if you going to go and confront a bitch, go with that energy about confronting the bitch. But don't be walking out crying and shit and doing all that extra shit. You knew what you was on when you decided to go to the same place that he was going to be at. So put on your big girl panties, bitch, and let's rumble with the bee, huh? Bzz. Throw a hex on the whole family. Like, I didn't like that part. You know what I'm saying? Because you knew what type of time you was about to be on. But yeah, I give tonight's episode a B plus. But this is giving me old school Real Housewives, and I'm here for it. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. You guys, I'm moving next week, so if any of my reviews aren't up that same night that the show airs, know that it will be up at a later date and time. But don't start inboxing me, where to review it? Nigga, give me a minute, okay? I'm moving. But other than that, I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.